Wow, okay. So I'll start off by saying public speaking is not my strong suit at all. In fact, it's one of my worst nightmares. My wife, an active duty firefighter, will attest to that fact. I did not even speak at our own wedding. But the terrifying reality of medical apartheid that is unfolding before our eyes far outweighs my public speaking fear and my fear of work reprisal. And like everything in this COVID-19 journey, we are forced to let go of fear entirely in order to move forward in our quest for truth, justice, and most importantly, our freedoms. So here I am, humbly in front of you, shaking like a leaf, with some help from a few 8x10 sheets of paper I'll be referring to, just to refresh my memory. Any officers who have ever had the experience of testifying will know what I mean by that. I'm an active, serving police officer in Ontario. I've been an officer for over a decade. I loved my job. Loved with an emphasis on the past tense, being the key word in this statement. What we have been asked to do as law enforcement over the last year and a half is not what the majority of men and women in blue signed up for. It is certainly not why I took my oath. We are not the pawns for the government, politicians, or popular opinion. We swore to uphold the laws of our nation. We serve you, the people of this province, and the country we call home. This is our duty as peace officers, upholding the law. Policing 101, if you will. We as peace officers are supposed to be impartial and apolitical in the execution of our duties. We are required to follow the law and to follow the evidence. We investigate things for a living. That is our job. That is what we are trained to do. That is what we swore an oath to. It's quite simple, really. What we are seeing right now is that many members of law enforcement in Canada have been compromised by politics and popular opinion, which should have never happened. We as law enforcement should only be guided by that which is lawful. End of discussion. As a sworn peace officer, I have witnessed the politicalization of policing and the rule of law over the last year and a half. The picking and choosing of certain pieces of legislation to rely on that suits the flavor of the month, whether lawful or not. This is not how policing should be. That is not what I signed up for. Given the current state of policing, the badge I carry has now become tarnished. I can no longer stay silent. I have exhausted all the avenues my position as a peace officer has granted me. I'm an applicant on a Superior Court challenge represented by the most courageous human being I've had the honor of meeting, Mr. Rocco Galati. I've written my chief of police outlining the legal reasons why I will not disclose my vaccination status. I've written my association. I've even launched a complaint into the misconduct and illegal activity occurring within my service by the upper management as a result of these COVID mandates. Yet all of this has been met with radio silence. That silence is deafening. One of the core values of my police service speaks to doing the right thing, and I quote, "Do the right thing by acting professionally, with integrity, and without prejudice, even in the most challenging circumstances, when no one is watching, and on and off duty, holding holding others accountable to the same standards, challenging any inappropriate behavior, and asking ourselves, have I lived up to my words and values? End quote. Under the Police Services Act, a member is forbidden from speaking to the media or publicly speaking without the written authorization from the Chief of Police. Doing so can result in Police Services Act charges. I am okay with the likely incoming charge. What is at stake is far too important to be afraid of possible disciplinary action. Do we want to live in a free and democratic society, or do we want to live in a state of medical tyranny?
Hell no!
I've chosen my side, and I will stand tall, stand proud, and stand strong despite being 135 pounds, and that's on a heavy pass today. Despite what may come my way, including the fact that this speech may cost me the job I once loved.
It got way bigger than last.
But thankfully, I'm not alone in this. Take comfort in knowing there's an army of peace officers across Canada that share the same sentiment as and they are finding their voices. They are finding their lions. Several active officers, which you may or may not recognize here today, have already sacrificed their careers in the quest for freedom for all to stand for our God-given rights. They know, as many of you already know, that freedom is not free. We truly are all in this together, but not in the sense that we have come to know in the last year and a half. Humanity at large is all in this together. It's an absolute honor to stand up here today, to stand shoulder to shoulder with you all. Many of you have been asking over the months where the active police officers are, and to your credit, it's a valid point. We are here amongst you today. Some have been here the whole time. You just may not have seen us under the cloak of our civilian attire. It's time for the rule of law to reign again. It's time for the handcuffs of silence to be removed and for truth and lawfulness to be reintroduced into our society. To my fellow colleagues in uniform who are on the sidelines, take a long, hard look at yourself when you get home tonight. What side of history do you want to be on and remembered for? Look into the eyes of your children. Is this the future that you want for them? The time is now to answer to your own moral, ethical, and lawful compass. Humanity is counting on you. We need you. To everyone here today, thank you all for your courage and for standing alongside me.
Thank you!